Well, if strength was the theme of the Mars mission, it's also the leitmotif of one woman's struggle against the might of the Indian state. The Iron Lady from Manipur, Irom Sharmila's hunger strike against the Armed Forces Special Powers Act enters its 14th year. What drives a protest like hers? Why are some public protests more easily heard? Why has hers fallen on deaf ears for nearly a decade and a half?
I love life as a human being with respect. I never attempt to commit suicide. I just use this very non-violent means as a follower of Gandhiji's principle.
Irom Sharmila, the Iron Lady of Manipur, on a fast unto death for 13 years against the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in Manipur. Irom's is a one-woman battle against the controversial Armed Forces Special Powers Act that has been in place in Manipur since 1958. Irom started a fast unto death against the act in the year 2000. After Assam rifles killed 10 people in Imphal.
AFSPA to be repealed because it's a symbol of terrorism, symbol of hatred and oppression.
AFSPA gives sweeping powers to army personnel. It says an army officer can open fire or use force, even causing death. Army men can search premises and arrest a suspect without warrant. Men in uniform can stop, search, seize suspected vehicles and vessels. The Act also gives army men immunity against prosecution. No legal proceeding shall be instituted except with the previous sanction of the central government against any officer in respect of anything done or purported to be done in exercise of powers conferred by this Act. For years, there have been demands for the repeal of AFSPA. But the army so far has maintained that its men need legal cover to operate in disturbed areas.
Army is sent in. Once the police has failed, the paramilitary forces, the central police organizations have all failed. Now the police, under sections 45 and 196 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, they have protection when they launch such operations. Do you want the army to operate without that bare minimum legal protection?
The central government had appointed the Jeevan Reddy Commission to review AFSPA in 2004 after massive protests over the killing of a Manipuri woman, Manorma Devi, by the army. The commission recommended that AFSPA should be repealed or replaced by a humane act. The commission submitted its report in 2005. It's gathering dust since then. Irom Sharmila's fight is a stark commentary on how the state turns deaf to silent, non-violent protests. Must the government only respond to violence? It's been 13 years since Irom had her last meal. She refuses to do so till AFSPA is repealed. But the state, it seems, has forgotten her. Irom's silence must be heard.
Right, well, joining me to discuss Irom Sharmila's protest entering its 14th year in the studio, Beena Lakshmi Nepram, an activist, Kiran Bedi, former police officer, and also an activist for the public now, and also joining me from his residence in Delhi, Major General G.D. Bakshi, a defense analyst. Major General Bakshi, I want to come across to you first. The AFSPA debate is not a new one. Irom Sharmila's struggle is not a new one. But why is it that there seems to be a stalemate? Nobody is listening to what she's asking for.
Look, I greatly admire the courage and tenacity of this girl, but I'm very sorry when you wait in, the context of the larger good, the nations, the security of the nation state. I'm afraid we have no option as long as we face the threats that we are encountering. Let me put this thing in its proper perspective. Do you know that in Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian Army has recovered 80,000 Kalashnikov rifles. We have recovered 1,500 machine guns. We have recovered 1,300 rocket launchers, about 63,000 grenades, and tons of explosives. All this could equip 2 corps of the army. Do you want, or do you think that such a situation can be faced with the ordinary laws of the land which are used to catch pickpockets? These are extraordinary conditions, and I'm afraid if the state has to defend its people against such,
All right.
a proxy war.